Good afternoon. As you can see by the title down there, the garden is planted. This happened yesterday and I planted everything up. Or what's it, Saturday? Happened over the weekend. I planted everything. I did an entire video on planting the herb pot and the lettuce pot and everything along here. Went to put it on YouTube and it misfired. So I signed out, signed back in, tried again, and it was caught in the misfire. So I also did some things, talked about some things that are essential if you're gardening on a small level. Yeah, if you garden on a big level, you need a rototiller and a shovel and a hoe and a rake and yada. Small level, you don't need that. But you do need some essential items. So let's talk about it. You're going to need a watering can like this. This one holds 1.5 gallons. But I'm not going to walk back and forth to the faucet 8 million times, so I bring out water in used gallon jugs like this. And I bring out 6, 7 of them, and I just leave them out here stacked up. Now, if you're using city water, you should leave the caps off and let the chlorine and fluoride and whatever else is in the water breathe. Be right back. You're going to need some essential tools. If you have a composter like I do, you need something to stir the compost up. This is a metal spoon. It's a cheap one. It's from Dollar Tree, but it works really good. It does flux a little bit too much, so I have to really watch it. You're going to need a scratcher. This breaks up clumps, acts like a rake, but it breaks up the big clumps of soil. Be God's honest, I don't use it very much because of the fact that I like getting my hands dirty. You need a shovel. This one's shallow, and it works for getting into the pot. This one is deeper, and it's more set up for planting things like bulbs and deep stuff. I use them, but mostly I use my hands. I like to be able to feel what I'm feeling for dirt. I have a few more essentials I'm going to go grab. It's in my little planting basket and also my harvest basket. Be right back. This is my planting gear. First thing you're going to need is a hat. Something with a broad brim. It's going to keep the sun off your face. This works super good for a lot of things. Now, it's one that you snap up on the sides, but I just snapped it up on one side and used that at the back of my head. Let's get into the basket. Gloves. Yeah, like I said, I like getting my hands dirty. I would rather sieve through the soil with my hands than with a set of gloves. This is a moisture meter. And when you put it in your pot, like this, it shows you how much moisture is in the pot. You should be on moist. You shouldn't be on wet, and you should never be as high as 10. That's a little much. This was bought at Walmart. You can get them for about $4 or $5. They're a good thing to have. Okay. Sunscreen. Yeah, I wish I'd put that on the other day. Every year I do the same thing in the spring. I don't put on sunscreen. I come out here, plant the garden, and end up getting sunburnt. Not fun. But it's a useful item. This is Botanicals Off. Plant-based repellent, DEET-free. Now, as a lot of you know, I garden organically as much as possible. I use organic fertilizer. I use organic sunscreen. I really try to keep any chemicals out of my garden. The only time I really need the sunscreen or the bug spray is in the evenings, and even that, when I'm out here, I'm on 3rd floor, kind of tough to get to me. Okay. Biggest thing you're going to need is seeds. This is all the garden and the veggies. This is all the herbs. You're going to need those. You can't plant a garden without them. You're going to need a marker of some sort. Sharpies are the ones that work the best. This is a dark blue. But when I'm staking out what's in my garden, this is what I use. And for the stakes, Dollar Tree tongue depressors, or the big popsicle sticks. And as you can see, mine are color coated with organic dyes, but I like to have my veggies coordinated by color. And I'll show you that in a little bit. You'll need some twine. Yeah, I planted peas. They're going to need a way of growing up other than just the trellis that I put up. This is the trellis. Like I said in the previous video, we cannot have visible trellises. But once they get to a certain height, you got to be able to tie them. And this is what I use. You need scissors. You got to cut the twine. You got to cut the fishing line for the trellis. These are snips. Once the herbs are big enough and once things are big enough to pick, these work really good. Like I said, I like getting my hands dirty. Using the scratcher does not work well enough for, it's too deep. So I use a pencil for putting my lines in for my garden, for my seeds. And if you know what you're doing, you can pretty much hit it with a pencil. You don't need anything else. Be right back. Let's go take a look at what I planted. There is one for the lettuce bowl, but this is all herbs. This is cilantro, parsley, and basil. You can see I put the seashells in. That way I have a place to aim water at. This is the lettuce bowl. There's a second video with this. Lettuce, mezzalune, arugula, and this is radishes. Now I did plant thyme and oregano in this small pot. Whether they come up or not, we'll have to see. Beets and peas, and I said that I wasn't going to put peas in this. I have two identical pots. One has black tape up the back. That was in this position. That's why we're going with peas again. This is spearmint, chamomile, lavender. And you can see all the stakes for the herbs are purple. This is kale and Swiss chard, dill, sweet peas to honor my beautiful bird. This is all spinach. This is brock and carrots, and that's beans and carrots. We got everything in, and now we've got a pretty chilly forecast coming up for this week. Yikes. Now last night I did bring in the thyme and oregano and the lavender. Even though they're seeds, they still need that warmth, and I just put them inside on a heating pad that ran all night. Brought them back out here. If it sounds like it's going to be chilly again tonight, they're going back in the house. I still have lights to put up along this front rail, and they're regular lights, but they're not going to be pretty, not by a long shot. They're going to be covered in copper mesh to keep the squirrels out of it. Yeah, them little stinkers are just a huge pain in my backside. Basically because if it lights up and it's electric, or it lights up and it's batteries or solar charge, they eat through the wires. I'm gonna put a stop to that this year. Copper mesh all the way down the thing. Like I said, it's not gonna be pretty, but once it's dark, you aren't going to see the mesh, you're just going to see the lights. I still have some juggling to do to get the little table out here, the wreath out here, yada yada. I'm going to get that completed within the next day. Now they're talking rain tonight, and isolated tonight, and isolated tomorrow, and then Wednesday it's supposed to be cool. Thursday it's supposed to be cool. Friday it's supposed to be cool. Saturday and Sunday it's supposed to be cool. Yeah, I'm sick of cool. You know, I just planted this. I want it to grow. And we have to have warm weather for seeds to grow. Now, I did some looking at the tops of my pots. The spinach pot looks a little dry, but once I put the meter in, it's moist down below. And when you're watering, you want to water top to bottom. From here all the way down. My thoughts are this. Water it until you see water coming out the bottom. And then stop. Once you've got it watered all the way through, most likely you won't have to water it more than once a day. If it doesn't drain down to the bottom, then there's a problem. A lot of these pots have holes, and we work very hard at putting this together. I'm going to say thanks for watching. Have a great week. Bye.